Hi, it's me again. And apologies if you can hear humming in the background. I've got a fan on. Isn't it hot? Isn't it hot? But I thought we could take an opportunity today to have a little look at what the BBC is spending your money on if you're a licence fee payer. Because you have a right to comment on it if you're a licence fee payer. And as an ex-licence fee payer, yeah, I still think I've got the right to comment on it. But let's have a look, because these two they've got some headlines. Have a look. A Wright family holiday sparks backlash among BBC viewers over free adventure. So yeah, Mark Wright and his family got paid by the BBC to go on an all expenses paid trip around places. I mean, you can't do a travel programme without sending the person there, and you've got to pay for the flights, well, not necessarily flights in this time, but accommodation and everything as well. So, I mean, you can't make a travel show without that. I mean, no one's digging out. They're comparing it to that Travels with My Father, whatever it's called, the Jack Whitehall thing that's on Netflix. That's what it's being compared to. And no one's digging Netflix out over spending all that money for them to travel. Why? Well, because you do directly fund Netflix, but it's not sort of a tax way. Anything the BBC does is always under so much scrutiny. And there's a reason for that. It's the licence fee. If they stopped being funded by the blooming licence fee, they wouldn't be having these problems, would they? It's not the right way to do it. So let's have a look at this, because I didn't watch this and I haven't really read this article. Let's have a look. So a Wright family holiday landed on BBC One on Thursday evening with viewers tuning in to watch Mark Wright, his dad Mark Sr. and his brother Josh embark on an adventure around the UK. During the opening episode, the trio visited Snowdonia and took on a carving challenge. So they're only doing it in the UK. It wouldn't have been the most expensive show to make. But as it says here, look, the episode divided BBC viewers with some questioning why their TV licence money was being used to fund the holiday. And then, as all news articles are nowadays, it's just a bunch of tweets to pick up the narrative. But be aware, this is in the Express. And one of the reasons I read the Express is because they are very anti-TV licence fee. But yeah, hang on, got an email. But look at all the other travel programmes that are out there. Like I said, the one on Netflix. And then you've got one of my favourite shows, is it on Channel 4, Place in the Sun, lovely Laura Hamilton. No one's digging them out for sending Laura and all the other presenters all around Europe to stay in lovely places. You follow her on Instagram, she stays in some lovely places, all paid for by Channel 4. No one has a problem with that. Because Channel 4 make their own money, they pay their own rent. You know what I mean? BBC have got to drop this funding model, and then they will have the freedom to do anything they want. Right, what was the other one? Because this one I think was worse. Look, Rob Rinder and Ryland set off on a grand tour across Italy. One of my favourite things in the world to do. I've done a grand tour across Italy 3 times now. I believe it's 3 times. All in Italian cars as well. Was it? Oh no, one of them was my old Jag. But anyway, that's a conversation for a different video, I guess. This is a worse one, right? They're not travelling around the UK. This is Rob Rinder and Ryland. Not the most popular BBC people, even though Rob Rinder was ITV. No. They're being paid to go off across Italy and have what seems to be a wonderful time. Look, culture-loving Rob Rinder joins architecture fan Ryland as they follow in the footsteps of the 19th century romantic poet Lord Byron and other grand tourists, immersing themselves in art, culture, bad behaviour and life-changing exploits of historic Brits abroad. I can't think of anything I'd rather do than travel across Italy soaking up the culture. By culture, I mean pasta and wine, obviously. But yeah, so I've done it a few times. So this seems worse. The BBC are paying for this. This hasn't aired yet. This is just in production. But when this goes on, I guarantee you'll see headlines in The Sun and in the Express digging this one out for the amount of money this has cost. Because this one won't be cheap. They're going to go to nice places. It's a grand tour. You're going to stay in rubbish places. You're not going to stay in the crappy hotels I normally stay in when I do it. Crap Formula One hotels in France when you're cutting in between Italy and Switzerland. Anyway, I've got to do that this year. So yeah, I don't know. They're spending money for people to go travelling. Is that right? They've got to make shows. People are interested in travel shows. So they've got to make them, right? But it's the fact that they're funded the way they're funded that gets them in trouble all the time. Because people feel that they're stakeholders in the BBC. Why are you wasting my money on that? Do this, do that. You cannot please all the people all the time. If you go commercial, you can do whatever you want with your money. So what do you reckon about this then? If you're a licence fee payer, are you going to watch a right family holiday? I think I'll probably skip that. I don't like anyone who was ever on Towie. Or would you watch Rob Rinder and Ryland set off on a grand tour across Italy? Even if I was a licence fee payer, I wouldn't watch that because I didn't mind when he was Judge Rinder. That was all right. That was all right. Well, yeah, after Jeremy Kyle. But I can't stand Ryland. It's the whole Essex thing again. I can't stand Ryland. I can't stand. Is he an architecture fan? I don't know. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That way, hopefully I'll see you in another video again soon. Ta-da.